Hello and welcome to Cultured Boys, the show where two of us talk about whatever because we got no bloody plan. This week just so happens to have been the first Nintendo Direct of 2021. I guess we should have introed ourselves. My bad. I'm Nate. This is Peps
Yo yo.
or Pepe, and this week we just want to talk about the Nintendo Direct. It was, again, the first one of 2021. And the first one in how long?
I think people said it was like 570 days, I think, since the last proper Nintendo Direct that we had.
Right, I get it, right, to make it truly come across how long it's been. But why do people do that? Just tell me how many months it's been.
People been waiting, man. They've been waiting for this for a while. All we've had is the Direct Minis or the partner showcases.
So people don't count those, like.
I don't think they do. No, like even like the Pokemon Directs, we don't really. The community doesn't count them.
Seriously, I would have counted. That counts.
I think this is like the first like proper Nintendo Direct that we've had for a while.
Okay.
But I mean, but that's what the general consensus is anyway. But it was quite cool that it was like kind of like half shadow dropped on us. It was like it was announced on the 16th, I think, and they just dropped it on the 17th, which was really short notice. But it was like, oh, you got the hype there.
Well, it doesn't matter because I just quickly looked it up and it's 18.74 months. So, that's a long time to keep us waiting. So whether they fucking shadow drop it or not, at least we got one.
Exactly, yeah. And there's like a whole load of great games announced in it.
With that being said, the big news, I would say probably, at least for me, the second biggest news of the whole Direct. New character, Smash Bros. I'll let you take this because you're way more. I already know you're way more hyped for this than I am.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a character that I've been like really craving. Like I played Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and
Spoilers.
Okay, yeah, spoiler. Well, yeah, I'll say the character first. The character is obviously Pyra and Mithra. From Xenoblade Chronicles 2. A lot of people were expecting Rex, considering that Sakurai has previously said that he would have loved to include Rex in the game, but because of time constraints, he couldn't actually put him in, so they made a Mii fighter costume for him instead. So a lot of people were like, in one of the season passes they might add him as a real character, and a lot of people did think that was going to happen.
You included, but I have always said he won't be in it because he's a costume.
I mean, yeah, I think that's what a lot of people have thought as well. Like I can completely understand that. It does seem a bit weird that they would do that, but like they've got the Chrom costume in Smash Ultimate still, but that was carried over from Smash 4 on 3DS and Wii U. So there's some costumes which have been carried over, but and they're now characters.
I mean, weird stuff happens all the time. Like fucking Little Mac used to be a assist trophy, and then he's a character that people hate.
I think that's the thing as well, because people were really caught off guard by Min Min because one, she's not the main character. Well, I say main character, but she's not really the main character of ARMS, and she was a spirit in the game already. So a lot of people kind of like half writ her off about it.
I mean, who is truly the main character of ARMS though? A game where you can pick whatever character you want. I would argue that there's not really a main character.
I think it's in the same way that Ryu's the figurehead of Street Fighter.
Yeah,
it's like Springman is kind of the figurehead of ARMS, because I mean, before there was any representation of it in the game, Springman was the assist trophy. So you would have thought okay, that's the ARMS representation cut out completely. But Min Min is a great addition anyway, and there's a lot of diversity that's added through that as well.
Definitely, definitely.
It's good. But Pyra and Mithra, back to the trailer. I'd say it did, I think we were in this group chat in WhatsApp, and I think me and a friend, we were just like, okay, cool, this is a Smash announcement straight from the first 2 seconds. We just assumed that. There wasn't even that classic Smash Bros intro whoop thing. It was literally just they're going straight into the trailer. But a lot of people didn't think it was. People thought it was Xenoblade 2 DLC.
I'm actually part of that group. I genuinely sat there and thought, oh, it's DLC now. You're looking for your anime waifu.
I mean, it could have completely happened as well. Like, obviously, like Xenoblade 2 does have a lot of fan demand. To be fair, I think they did Age of Torna, which was I haven't played Age of Torna.
Is
I
that
think
the
that's the
one where
right way.
Shulk comes back? Because I know that's
Um,
part of one of the DLCs.
yeah, it's part of the DLCs. I think Age of Torna kind of focuses on one of the I can't remember what the character's name is at all. I apologize. But like it kind of focuses on like one of the main villain characters, I believe, and so
Man,
it's
you
like a
call
prequel.
yourself a fan.
I mean, I got halfway through Xenoblade 2. I'm more Xenoblade 1. I completed, but I need to complete Xenoblade 2 still.
I don't own the
Yeah,
second one, not yet. I keep saying I'll buy it, but it
yeah.
never goes cheap.
It's one of those, but it's a Nintendo game in it. They hardly ever dip their price unless it's like, I don't know.
I know that sucks.
Yeah,
But anyway, so this
yeah,
character is looked really cool because you initially start as Pyra, but if from speculation, at least in our WhatsApp group, we reckon it's gonna be like down B to transform into Mithra.
yeah. It certainly looks like that. I think it's that type of Pokemon trainer style character. I think even in the trailer they do say, what was it? You're able to switch out or something like that. I think Rex says it randomly.
Yeah. But what the coolest thing is like that they look like they play. I mean, obviously they have to have a base sort of moveset. I guess
Mm.
moveset is the wrong way to name this, but like they play. They've got different moves, but they sort of look like they play similar. The only other thing I'm concerned about, and this is just purely the fact that I play Smash with Pepe, is that Mithra looks like she has some sort of counter type move. Upon watching
Mm.
it again, it's not quite a counter. It looks like she just sort of it's called premonition or something, or
Yeah.
clairvoyance or something like that. And then it looks like you attack and she appears behind whoever attacked her, but there's not a counter attack attached to that move.
Mm.
So it's kind of a dodge. All I'm saying is initially it looked like a counter, and because I know Pepe likes Xenoblade, I was like, this fucker is going to screw me over again with another counter swords fighter,
Oh,
okay?
come on, come on. So you just say you're presuming it's a counter just because one, it's anime, two, it's a sword character, and there's like some weird premonition thing. Not all anime sword fighters have
Look,
counters.
I'm not saying all of them do, but that looked like a counter when I watched it the first time, okay? That looked like a counter.
I think everyone. No, I completely agree. It does completely look like a counter. Like it's the whole like the vision thing that Shulk has. It comes in that say like they presented it in that trailer like it was a vision. So I mean, we still haven't got confirmation on what her moveset is. So it could still be one. We don't know.
This is true. It is important to note the character is supposed to be released next month, March 2021. So we haven't even had the normal, the Sakurai rundown.
Mm.
So we'll know more in the coming weeks. But yeah, Pyra / Mithra for Smash.
Yeah, I'm like overall. Like, I don't think I expected this character
I don't think
to be
anyone
in.
did.
But I'm happy about the inclusion. I think I think some people might be a little bit like meh because it's another anime sword fighter, and it's
Yeah,
literally a sword. That's another thing. It's not even
but
like
this sword fighter's got big old titties.
yeah. It's like the most Japanese thing you could go for.
She's the
But
most cultured character.
but she's literally a sword. That's the thing. Everyone's like, oh, sword fighter, sword fighter. But like Pyra and Mithra are actually swords themselves. That's what they are in the game. So that's that's a little.
Man, that makes the internet loving these waifus a bit weirder. It's like
Yeah.
a double layer, like when the meme of like you were out chatting to girls and being social whilst I stayed and mastered the blade. It's
Oh
like
no, that's
like
a completely different meaning of that now.
like that's a whole nother thing, man.
Dear God, I don't want to know what Pyra and Mithra fans are mastering the blade with, Keep
We
that
are
to
truly
yourselves.
cultured boys.
Dear God. But yeah, I like compared to some of the other characters in this past, like Sephiroth, Min Min, and there's another one, isn't there? There is another one. Steve, of course, bloody Steve. I'd
God, how
say
did you forget Minecraft, man?
I know how could I? I think Steve and Sephiroth, like for me, have been the peaks of this past so far.
I've had the most fun with Sephiroth.
Oh, Sephiroth is like an amazing character. He's so like he's got that
Infuriating.
reach is ridiculous and it is infuriating, but it's so fun to play as. Like I think he's my favorite character in this pass.
Sephiroth is the most trolly troll character I find. It doesn't matter what happens. The minute you go, oh yeah, let's do some pick matches, let's do some like choosers. The minute anyone picks Sephiroth, everyone's just like, fuck you. Fuck you. Because the dude, and this is me, I will admit, but I'm going to pretend it's not. That's when the dude decides, hey, I'm just going to stand at one edge of whatever stage, and you fuckers can come after me. I'm going to hit you from anywhere. I'm not scared. Ain't scared.
That reach is ridiculous.
Exactly. What? I'll slash you with my sword, or I'll start chucking fireballs. What's that? You're right in front of me. Countering it.
You know what the worst bit is when you try and do like you have that theory like, okay, cool, what I can do is like I can go on top of him on a platform and then I could like do an aerial attack from like above.
Up smash.
But then suddenly this up smash comes and you're like, I can't even get close to this right now because he's got this enormous reach. But
he's the best.
I mean, even though it's infuriating to play against, I still have fun playing against him. I think like it's not like
it's the challenge, isn't it? Like
yeah.
It's how good are you, because you have to figure out how to get in or how to get your attacks in, because he can just destroy you whenever he feels like it. Because Sephiroth.
It's just the epitome of boss battle in it. That's the thing.
Pretty much.
But that's I think Pyro and Mythra are great additions to the game. Like I can't wait to play as them.
I'm excited.
Time, so.
Looks cool.
Yeah.
Moving on. Fall Guys coming to Nintendo Switch. Release date of summer 2021. Kind of hate it when they do that, but fair enough. It is what it is.
It's like a whole year after after Fall Guys came out on PS4 and
hey man, at least people, at least the final like current generation console or last generation, whatever you want to call it. At least now everyone can play it, right? I mean, I don't play it anymore. Doesn't mean I wouldn't pick it up if I felt like it. But Fall Guys, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Battle Royale platformer. It's pretty fun.
When I first started playing Fall Guys last year, I did think this would be perfect to have on the Switch. Not gonna lie, like I think
Don't
if
you
they
think
did
that about everything.
No, but like Fall Guys is different because it's like a massive multiplayer experience, and having that on the go, I feel just feels a bit better. But
I mean, depends on how on the go you are. I know when you say on the go, you mean just not attached to the TV.
Yeah, literally laying in bed playing games. That's what it is. That's what my on the go is these days. Can't go outside, so I just go upstairs.
That's what most people's on the goes are, but yeah, it's cool. I feel like it doesn't need explaining. Fall Guys. If you don't know, go and look it up on YouTube. You'll find plenty of videos.
It's that game that kind of died in the first 2 months of its release.
It's kind of like, though, but it's still got like a solid player base.
Oh,
like, people are still playing that a lot. I feel like it's easy. It's easy content, let's say, right? Because it goes differently every time, and it depends on how much of a dick the other people in your match decide to be. But like, there's always something, because everyone who plays Fall Guys at some point has tryharded, because you're like, I can make this. I've done this before. I don't understand why I'm losing. And then, you've got people who grab you or push you, and then you die, or you make a mistake, like, because you didn't make the jump right, or you didn't dive, or you didn't memorize where the fruit is, or something, or you followed the crowd and the crowd was wrong. You know what I mean? Like, there's
Yeah.
loads of things, and I think that's why Fall Guys still has a dedicated player base, and also there is content to be made from it. Like if you're a streamer, I don't see why that wouldn't be a game you play every now and again, because again it gives you easy content, I feel like.
I agree. Like it's one of those games I don't hate on it at all. I think it's actually quite good. I think it depends on how often you can keep on going back to that sort of thing. Because I think like for me, if I was there playing the same levels over and over again, I don't think I could play it for like 2 weeks straight.
Oh yeah, it's definitely like a random pick up and play, like, oh yeah, Fall Guys, yeah,
100%.
I'll give that a go.
Yeah, I'm still like that on the PS4 one. Like it's a bit annoying with the seasons now because they reset your level every time a season comes out. But I'm not too fussed about it. Like at the end of the day, I'm not like all you get is like different bits of clothing and some
I was just about to say, I mean, who out there is saying they're competitive Fall Guys, and then I was thinking, is there a competitive Fall Guys? I mean,
there's
like
gotta be.
the game in itself is competitive, right? But
Yeah.
like, when you think, is there like a pro league or something for Fall Guys?
I
Like,
mean,
is
it
that
wouldn't
possible?
surprise. I wouldn't surprise me because I feel there are people out there that proper go, like they must have memorized each bit by now, memorized each map, and
Oh, I'm sure. But again, like, I feel like this is a question I ask you a lot about so many random games, and I don't think we ever bother looking it up. But I feel like the question always comes up at some point: is like, does that game have a pro league? Are there pro
yeah,
players at that? Like, are there people who go to tournaments and get paid for that?
it kind of falls into the same sort of thing as like Mario Kart, for example. Because the thing is in Mario Kart is that it has that random element with the items. I don't know if it follows like a Smash Bros esque rules where like they say like no items, but how you play Mario Kart with no items? That's stupid.
I mean, if you're going to play Mario Kart with no items, I would argue why play Mario Kart, or go
Hundred
play a different
percent.
racing game.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know what if there is competitive Mario Kart
I think I've looked
and
that
what
up
the rules
before
are.
because I've asked you that
Yeah,
before, and I think there is.
yeah. I mean, if there's a competitive Mario Kart, I feel there'll be 100%. There'll be a competitive Fall Guys scene somewhere.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the world surprises you. I
Yeah.
remember when I used to think, I wonder if, like, I was watching what's it, Games Done Quick one year, and somebody actually was doing a speed run of Mario Kart 8, and I was like, how do you speed run Mario Kart?
How do you
But
speed one Mario? Is it just like
it's possible. It's basically going through. I can't remember exactly, but I think it's like you go through a cup or as many cups, whatever the category is, like
yeah,
as quickly as possible. And there are actually certain things, like I did learn some stuff about Mario Kart from that. Like, for example, there's no point using mushrooms and then like 3 mushrooms and then hitting a boost pad, like one of the
yeah,
flying boost pads, because there's a maximum velocity in the game.
yeah,
So if you use like a certain amount of mushrooms and then hit a boost pad, like to fly across a stage or something, like a cannon on some of the stages, there's actually no point hitting that boost pad because you won't go any faster. The illusion is you're going faster, and you think you're going faster because you're like, well, it's a speed pad, yeah. But actually, the game is hard programmed. You already hit maximum velocity before you even got there.
okay. That's
And
interesting. I never knew that to be fair. So
yeah, and there's all sorts of things like like they know the shortcuts and they know
yeah,
to get, even though it's RNG, like if they get certain items, they know to keep them for said shortcut. Like you don't do this at this point and that,
yeah,
like typical speedrunning. But it was like, yeah, it was crazy to see that you could actually speedrun Mario Kart, and that's like a category. Like like there's categories in it and stuff. It was strange, but I was like, cool. I learned some stuff about the game. Doesn't mean it made me any better, but I know stuff.
yeah. Exactly. Like we learn something new every day. That's the thing. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
useful knowledge I can take into the real
Yeah.
world. When I'm driving my real car, I can be like, oh, when you use 2 mushrooms, don't hit a speed pad, you'll hit maximum velocity, mate.
I'd like to know whereabouts in the UK there are speed pads and mushrooms that make you go really fast.
Oh, mate, you put on some Eurobeat or you put on some Splash Wave, and that speed pad will be anywhere you are.
Deja vu.
Yeah, when your foot accidentally gets real heavy and you're doing like 70 in a 40 zone, yeah. But here is next up 2 games I reckon you would actually be into. The remaster, re-release slash remake of two old games, apparently must be because the first word in both titles is Famicom Detective Club. The first one they're releasing is The Missing Heir, and the second one is Famicom Detective Club, The Girl Who Stands Behind. Both being released May 14th, 2021. These look like something you would be into because it's a visual...
Yeah.
I wrote down visual slash kinetic novel puzzle mystery game. I'm assuming it's kind of like... what's it? Phoenix Wright. And that's why I reckon you would be into this.
I tell you what, like, when I saw the trailer, I was like, this actually does look really interesting. I think the only problem I have with these kind of games right now is that I will pick them up and then I'll get to a certain point in them and stop playing. Not because they're difficult or anything, but I get distracted by something else because you do need to give your full attention to these games. And like, I think it's something I definitely would pick up, but like I've got other games that I still need to finish. I still need to finish the third Phoenix Wright game, on the, from the trilogy one that they did.
Yeah.
I've still got to finish that. I've got Danganronpa, which I need to finish as well,
God,
which is also another detective.
On a tangent, are you playing the first one?
I bought Yes, I'm playing the first one. It's the remastered collection.
Okay, because I've been watching Game Grumps play that, and they've been playing that for months.
Yeah.
And you will probably be playing that for a long time. I'm just going to tell you that now. Just as not as any sort of spoiler, but like that game is long.
See, that's the thing, because that's another thing. Because I bought Danganronpa in it must have been 2017. So
wow.
And I played it for about a week or so. I got really into it. I thought the story was amazing, but I didn't finish it at all. So I really want to go back to it, and I probably will restart it, to be honest, because it's been so long since I've played it. But the reason why I probably won't pick up these Detective Club games is because I've got multiple detective games already that I need to go through. And
just do what you've already done, mate. Just buy them, add them to your collection, add them to the backlog, and then one day, 10 years from now, you'll be like, oh yeah, Famicom Detective Club, I'm going to play those.
I tell you what, that's a completely viable answer. I could do that. Because sometimes I just have games in my collection that I haven't even played, but like one day I might be like, okay, I'll pick that up.
Hey, if they're decent price, and I think they're download titles, they're coming out in a few months. You just do it.
Yeah, they'll go on sale at one point. That's the thing. I think if they're not physical copies of the game,
I'm not sure if they are, but maybe they might be. I mean,
I don't think
they're never clear on these things, are they? Because it's always like, oh yeah, pre-orders are open now on the eShop, but that's just because I think Nintendo want you to buy the digital version.
Oh yeah, because they can just charge an extortionate amount for it.
They could rip you off.
So I think. It's a game that I will pick up eventually, maybe, but maybe not until it's on sale or a bit further down the line, because I won't be buying it day one. But it's definitely something I'm interested in. It looks quite fun to play as well.
Again, as soon as I saw these things, I knew you'd be grabbed. I knew it.
It looks good. It does look like a cool trailer. I think I can't say I'm too hyped for it, but I can appreciate it for sure.
Hey man. I might even like them, to be fair, because I really liked Professor Layton back in the day, and that's just that's a point-and-click visual novel puzzle game. So who knows? I might give them a go. I probably won't. But
you never know. There's always the option. I think if they end up going below £10 or something, I'll pick it up for sure.
But I tell you what, I probably would actually give a go is the next one on the list. Samurai Warriors 5 coming out summer 2021. The next installment in the Samurai Warriors games. I've never actually really played Samurai Warriors, but let's face it, it's a Warriors game, it's a Musou game. You know what it is. It's one versus a million. You're the most overpowered person, but
button mash
it looked
crazy.
Cool.
Go through crowds that. That's all it is with those Musou Warriors games.
Exactly.
They're just perfected right there. You can add as many mechanics as you want to them, to vary them up. But let's be honest, it's all the same format.
You know exactly what you're getting into.
Yeah, as you said, I've never played a Samurai Warriors or a just general Dynasty Warriors game. I've only played really the spin-offs like the One Piece Pirate Warriors, Hyrule Warriors, Fire
I've
Emblem Warriors. Um,
I've played
but
a lot of Muso games.
yeah, that's the thing. I've played a lot of Warriors games, just none of the original mainline ones.
I've mainly played Dynasty Warriors. I think I have actually played one Samurai Warriors, whichever one we got free on PS4 a long time ago. I think it was 4, was the one we got.
Yeah.
But this one looked really cool. They said they revamped the graphics, and this game is supposed to, the story at least is supposed to focus more on Oda Nobunaga and Akechi Mitsuhide. Nobunaga is quite a famous name among like the warlords of Japan.
Yeah.
Mitsuhide is not a name I've heard of before, but probably would have if I played Samurai Warriors a bit more. But like there was one shot that looked really, really cool. I think it was Nobunaga, like he did probably his Muso attack, and then it had one of those like, like stylized poses, but it looked like like a traditional like Japanese painting.
Yeah.
It looked really cool.
I mean, I can definitely agree that the graphics do look very appealing on this. Like, it kind of looks like the Pirate Warriors 4 sort of graphical style of it, but obviously in its own Samurai Warriors way. If that makes any sense whatsoever, but I can appreciate that, and it does look visually like quite appealing.
It looks cool, but I mean, I also understand why they would have to revamp graphics, because the Switch isn't as strong as everything else.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like when you release something on Switch, you either need to like the graphics aren't going to be the best on it, but you need to like use that to your advantage in a way, so you can go for like maybe like a cell shading or something. Like sometimes that works, but like. Yeah, I probably won't pick this up, but it looks good. I can't deny that, and yeah, that's all I can say for the like Samurai. That's all I can say for Warriors games. To be fair, unless it's got some weird anime element to it or some game element to it, I probably won't pick it up.
To be fair, the like themed ones are cooler, just because it's more like there's more fantasy sort of elements.
Yeah,
like. There's all these weird attacks and stuff. But anyway, either way, I'm excited. You're excited for it. Neither of us may ever play it, but it still looked cool. Give it a go.
Can't deny that at all. Cool. So on to our next game, which I think we've discussed this in the past already in a previous video.
Yeah, we have.
But Monster Hunter Rise, new trailer for that.
Yes.
Well, like I haven't seen many of the other trailers for it. But was there anything new or groundbreaking released in it that you noticed?
So really all it is, most of the trailers is here's the new monsters mixed in with some returning monsters. So Monster Hunter Rise coming out March 26th, 2021. They unveiled a new spider monster, the Rachna Kadaki.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what the other one is, but in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate there was another spider monster in it. I don't know if this is supposed to just be like a variant of that. It looks similar, but it was actually slightly different from what I remember. Monsters like Bazarios, Volvidon, they're returning, and that's pretty cool. I mean, Bazarios I feel like is in most games because it's like a lava rock magma dragon, and there's always a lava level, so it's like, there's only so many monsters you can include in those kind of levels. Volvidon hasn't been in it, I feel like, for a little while. So that's kind of cool. Little weird anteater thing that also lives in the volcano area.
Little anteater thing that lives in a volcano. There's a Pokemon like that, isn't there?
Yeah, Heatran. No, not Heatran.
Heatmor.
Heatmor, that was it, yeah.
Yeah. So we're basically killing Heatmors in Monster Hunter is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, pretty much. There's a new mud dragon, the Almudron. I don't know how to pronounce that because it literally has the word mud like in the middle of it. But because it's Monster Hunter, I would assume Almudron instead of Almudron.
Yeah.
But it's a mud dragon. It looked kind of cool. Um, Monster Hunter has been doing that kind of different theming recently. We don't actually, I don't remember having too many like mud themed monsters in the games. So this is kind of cool that there's a new monster with a whole new like set.
Hmm.
And the last thing that monster wise that was announced was the Apex Azuros. Apex monsters are returning from Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. Um, that's only cool because it's like at some point in every Monster Hunter game, you get to a point where they're like, oh, here's the variant type. So normally that's like, oh, it's a different color, so it's stronger. But then it's like you get ones that sometimes it's like, oh, they're like the ultimate version, and that's sort of like the Apex monsters are like the super crazy hard versions. It's just a cool little thing. They explained in the trailer sort of like what the issue is, like what the main quest is like based around this
Mm-hmm.
time, and they also call it like a calamity in this one.
Yeah.
There was a whole like defend the village thing going on. Like there was just all sorts of monsters coming in, and you as the main town hunter and all the other NPC hunters are like have to defend the village. So that looked kind of cool. I'd assume that's probably somewhere in the middle of the game because there's a fair few monsters in there that like you probably wouldn't hunt until around early high rank. So yeah, probably like mid game. But for the story, that might be like close to the end.
So with this, then, do you think this trailer has sold you a bit more on the story, or are you still quite in the dark on it? Like,
I look. I never buy a Monster Hunter game for the story.
yeah,
I buy the games because I like the game itself, like the mechanics and just the sheer accomplishment of beating monsters.
mm.
Because a lot of the time, it's a constant evolution of learning. Like it's almost like when people talk about playing Dark Souls, you need to learn the moveset of each monster to be able to defeat them. You need
Mm.
to have, the correct element advantage. You need to be able to dodge at the right time and this, that, and the other. Like it's a whole thing. I I'm probably gonna get this game anyway. I didn't need to see what monsters are returning. I didn't need to see what the story's gonna be about. I just needed to hear, "Hey, there's a new Monster Hunter coming out."
Yeah.
I'm already deep in Monster Hunter,
Yeah.
so. You just tell me there's a new one coming out, I'll probably end up buying it.
Yeah, I get that. Like, it's one of those ones where it wasn't a necessary trailer, but I guess they want to see like if there's any old Monster Hunter fans that are like umming and ahhing about it. There's that selling point that hey, this monster's returning or something like
Well,
that.
I
So
think it's also because like for most of us by this point, if you have been a big Monster Hunter fan, we're sort of like just getting the dregs by this point. I think they're like ramping down, updating Monster Hunter World
yeah,
because they were like adding new monsters a lot, and there was this, there was that, and now it's sort of like it's slowly ramping down. Probably because Rise.
yeah,
I don't think they will stop supporting um, World. Probably till they might stop next year, but if they do stop, that's probably because they're working or ramping up production on the next one,
yeah,
whatever the next like PlayStation, Xbox, PC one is. Because Rise really is just on the Switch, and I feel like that Rise is a different thing. Rise is a completely different type of Monster Hunter than World is.
yeah. I think like I imagine they will release like a World 2 or something because they want to make most of the PS5 or like, an Xbox when it can come around to it right now. So
And again, whenever
yeah,
that gets announced, I'll buy that one too.
exactly. I imagine that would be the PS5 selling point for you. Like we're all waiting, like us two anyway. We're waiting for that big moment to actually get a PS5.
I already know when that big moment for me is.
Yeah,
Hopefully it doesn't get delayed, but I mean, God of War 2
yeah,
or like the sequel to the last one on PS4, It's supposed to come out on PS5 at the end of this year, and that's what I've been waiting for. Personally. So hopefully it doesn't get delayed. But I'm probably gonna get a PS5 by the end of the year.
Oh, okay, fair.
Just
I
because
mean,
of God
if
of
it's
War.
if it's available.
Literally, that's it. Oh yeah, that too. And if I have the money for it.
Yeah, I get that.
But yeah, that's enough about Monster Hunter and God of War on PlayStation 5. We're talking Nintendo. The next
Cool.
one came out of nowhere. I don't think anyone ever expected this, but it's Mario Golf Super Rush coming out June 25th, 2021.
I mean, like this game, yeah, as you said, no one saw it coming, and I didn't really expect to see another Mario sports game released anytime soon. Like I think they were focused on tennis for the longest, and like the other ones with golf, baseball, and I think like basketball is there as well, but no one really focuses on that anymore. And strikers as well. Fucking hell, people would love a strikers game, but
Mate,
enough of them.
if they did another Strikers game, I'd be on that.
I think a lot of people would. I think that game had people hyped. I'd say probably more than they would do Mario Golf. But that's not to say that I'm not hyped about Mario Golf, because that actually looks like quite a decent game. Like at first, like when they showed it, I was a bit like, oh, this is cool, because I absolutely love Toadstool Tour on the GameCube. That was like one of my favorite. That's like my favorite Mario Golf game. And like I looked at this and I was like, okay, it's cool. Then they did the what they showed is speed golf.
Yeah.
Speed golf is the thing that I was like, that looks hectic.
Honestly,
as hell.
I think that was a selling point for everyone.
Yeah.
Because like I went on Twitter afterwards, and so many of the YouTubers / like streamers I follow were like, "Yo, I need to get a crew together. We got a speed golf because it's you play
100%.
all at the same time, right? So you tee off all at the same time, and then you've got your special skills and you've got dashes and stuff, and you're supposed to finish before everyone else. You've got to do it as quickly as possible, but you're all taking your turns at the same time. So like it's kind of hectic. It looked kind of. I normally don't care about golf games, but even I'm kind of like, okay, that looked kind of cool. Also, I thought it was funny that there's motion controls. You know, it brings you back to like the Wii Sports
I don't
days.
know.
I actually kind of like playing golf on Wii Sports, so I was kind of sold on that as well.
Really, I think you're the only person I know that actually likes golf Wii Sports. Like everyone I talked to about it was just like, nah, hate that. It's all about the boxing and the bowling for me.
Yeah, but like I got good at both of those, or I found ways to cheese those, so I never lost.
Yeah.
Whereas golf was a little more unpredictable.
But no, yeah, like I think speed golf has completely sold it for me. If I know enough people that will actually play it with me, then I will definitely pick it up day one. But if no one else is picking it up, I don't know if I will. Like anyone that I know anyway.
I was just about to say like if enough of you guys, as in my friends, if I know enough people that have it, I would probably pick it up. But I also need a. It's hard. It's one of those situations, you know, where you're like, I need a guarantee we're going to play this a lot because I really don't want to spend that much money on a
100%,
fucking
yeah.
Mario
100%.
Golf game that I'm going to play 4 times and then it's just going to sit there forever and I'm never going to play it again because I really don't want to be spending like 30-40 quid on that.
Yeah, I can't really see myself picking up this Mario Golf game and then playing a single player on it. I think that would be, for me.
I think I would give it a try, but it wouldn't be why I keep playing it.
For me, like playing Toadstool Tour was like having a multiplayer on there and like just playing it with other people. So I think I don't know if like enough if enough of you guys actually pick it up, then I'll get it. But no, I think it looks good. It looks great. I'll pick it up if everyone else does. And yeah, it could also be one of those games because I remember they did Sports Collection on the 3DS, didn't they? And I was actually really hyped about that. I was like, oh my god, I'll get this. This looks cool. And I never did. I never
got it either.
There's random...
I wanted to get it because it had football in it.
Yeah, because I wanted to get it because it had baseball in it. And I love the Super Mario Sluggers games that they did. I think it was on the Wii.
I also thought
GameCube,
an interesting inclusion in that was, didn't that also have horse racing?
Yeah, that was the random bit for me. It was like those 3 like really like sought after sports from the Mario universe, and then horse
And
racing.
horse
Which is
racing,
just like,
bruh, the most sought after sport. Don't even tell me you don't imagine Mario as a jockey.
yeah. I mean, seeing Wario ride a horse was just a very surreal experience in the
I feel
Nintendo
very
Direct.
sorry for that horse. That horse is doing a lot of work.
It's such a random image, and it is strangely appealing in some ways. I won't go into it, but
Yes.
damn, he thick riding that horse. Damn boy, he's a thick ass boy. But yeah, Mario Golf. Moving swiftly on from the thick ass boy.
I don't know. Like I do want to mention one other thing from the trailer of Mario Golf.
Yeah.
Did you see Waluigi being the most dapper boy you've
I did-
ever seen?
I didn't see that bit. Well, I think I must have missed it.
He looked. I don't know. I had a quick look. It's literally like a frame, right? But he looks like an old time like New York gangster. Looked like he had the waistcoat, like the pinstripe waistcoat, and like a fedora on.
Okay,
Like,
fair. Waluigi got cultured.
Hey, I'm all about it. He dapper. That boy know how to dress.
Oh, he a dapper boy.
Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Damn.
Anyway, swiftly moving on from that before we get in trouble from Nintendo. Next on the list is typical to me Capcom kind of cash grab. Capcom Arcade Stadium coming out February 17th, 2021. It's another arcade compilation. So, they said there's going to be 32 games total. You'll get 1943 The Battle of Midway free, and then all the other games, if you want any of the other games, you will have to purchase.
Yeah.
So Capcom being Capcom, really.
Yeah, it just feels like they're trying to cash in on the retro revival thing that's going on like over the past few years. It's understandable. Capcom is one of those companies that has a lot of good IPs with them.
They do.
So I can understand why they've done this. I think they want to capitalize on that. Whether I mean, to be honest, I won't pick it up, but
I won't either.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand why if they've done the packs or whatever, there's going to be something for everyone to enjoy, I guess, from that.
Yeah, but my only issue with this is how much is the initial thing going to cost? You know what I mean? Like, how much is the Capcom Arcade Stadium itself going to cost? Because you have to think, you will have to buy this thing. You get one game free with it. That means there's 31 other games.
Yeah.
And these bundles could be like, oh, here's 2 games for £5. Right? Or here's 4 games for $10 or something, right? You have to think, how much more money are you going to have to spend? And again, I understand why they did this, because if there's no point doing a compilation, because people don't want everything in there. Some people only want a few things, and now they're giving you the choice, but the fact that they're charging you for the choice also kind of sucks. You know what I mean?
I mean, I feel like Sega did this as well, didn't they, with for a couple of their games?
Yeah, they did, and that also is like, come on, man.
For me, it like I can see the appeal, but like, unless you're a diehard like old school Capcom fan, I don't know who will be picking this up.
My main concern, or my main thought is, why bother doing the compilation? Why not just sell the packs? Or why not just sell the games individually? Like, if you know what I mean, like if the person really wants that arcade port to their Switch, why do you not just put it out, the single game, for £2 or £3, right? Or whatever, however much.
Yeah.
Like a cheaper price, right? Because me personally, would never buy this, because it's supposedly a compilation, but I only get one game and then I have to buy the rest.
Yeah,
no
if it kind of feels like you might as well just have released these games like they do for the Neo Geo stuff or the Sega Ages, like individually. Like,
just put them out one by one, and if you want it, you buy it. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah, like you might just end up buying this. Like, say if you really love this one game that's in a pack of 3 other games you don't really care for, then you just
also
be like,
it's part of a whole bundle
yeah.
that you have to buy before you can even access the single game. Feels like gatekeeping to me. the only selling point I can see from this is that there's included local co-op. But even then, I'm like, in this, especially right now in COVID, local co-op's not a great idea, man.
Yeah, probably not.
Do that online thing, or just don't.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those. I'm gonna be honest, Nathan. I looked at this. I didn't even realize they announced this in direct. I think I must have just glazed over it completely.
I will admit it was in that sort of middle section where probably most people started not caring.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Easy. Yeah. Okay. No More Heroes 3, August 27th, 2021. Right. I've never played a No More Heroes game.
Neither have I.
But I know that it does have a massive fan base.
I watched the Let's Play of the first one.
Yeah.
It looked cool.
I tell you what, it looks strange. I know that like No More Heroes is like the sort of like it has that battle element to it. But then like what really caught me off guard that it was like that Travis was just randomly gardening at one point. Like he just like took out a lawnmower and started doing stuff, and I was
Dude,
like, hold up, what?
No, that's a genuine, like, that's been in since the first one. Basically,
What?
in the game, you have your boss battles, right?
Yeah.
Or you have your fights, but like you have to earn money to get to certain things. Like you need money to like buy upgrades, or you need money. In this one, you'll need the money to actually enter the next fight
Yeah.
because it's an intergalactic tournament run by aliens. Um, yeah, it's a weird thing. It's one of those like I don't want to say forces you, or at least I don't think it used to. Now it feels like you have to, but yeah, Travis has to do like odd jobs, even though he's the number one assassin.
Yeah.
To enter the next fight of his tournament. Well, not his tournament, but like the tournament he forcefully is partaking. I mean, it's No More Heroes. Like, I know it's weird, and you said it came out of nowhere, but it really does fit in with No More Heroes though, because it's like this weird parody. Like, it doesn't take itself seriously kind of game.
For me, it was like because I've never played No More Heroes before, and I have very little knowledge of the franchise. For me again, this game was just there, and I couldn't really care for it.
Oh, he said it.
I'm being savage on a lot of these.
You flame him. You flame this boy.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, you come at me if you want in the comment section, but again, No More Heroes. I've never tried it. If you think I should try it, let me know.
And he won't do it.
I won't. I probably won't. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I probably won't pick it up. But yeah, for me, it's there, and I might pick up one day. I might actually really like it. I could eat my words completely, and I have done before when I've picked up games. But yeah, it's there for me, and I'm not that too fussed about it. I don't know about you.
I never played it. I watched the Let's Play of the first one. It looked cool. I know people love it. I'm probably not going to buy it because I've got no experience with it. I'm not going to even promise that I'm going to try it. Much like yourself. If it happens, it happens. I might like it, and then I might go through the rest of them, but it doesn't look like it so far, so I'm just going to move on. Hitting the old dusty trail. The next game is a new game. Neon White, coming out winter 2021. This game looked cool, but also looks like something I might not enjoy so much. It is a first-person action platformer that has a card-based weapon system.
Yes.
And the premise is that you are a assassin for heaven itself. So there's evil spirits or something that just can't be dealt with by heaven, so they need assassins. But it looks like this really fast-paced, like, arena kind of shooter kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it kind of gave me Mirror's Edge kind of vibes to it.
Yeah, and that's why I know I won't get it, because I did not enjoy Mirror's Edge.
Yeah, I love the aesthetic of Mirror's Edge. I thought like the design of the game looked really cool. And I think the same with this one, actually. I think the whole card design looks really nice. I think it's just something.
It's an interesting idea, but yeah.
Yeah, like even like the monster design on some of them, it's like sort of like basic, but like kind of intriguing at the same time. Again, yeah, it's probably a game I won't pick up just because I'm not really great at those action platformers or first person ones anyway. But it looks quite cool. You never know, like it might do quite well.
Yeah,
I can
it
appreciate
looks really, really cool.
that. Mm.
But again, it's not for me. It's not for Pepe. I would urge you, if you don't know what we're talking about, to go and look it up,
Mm.
and it might be your thing. And when it comes out, like, give it a go if it looks like your thing. It did really, really look cool, but I just can't get behind the first person action platforming.
Yeah.
The card based system was kind of like interesting and strange.
I kind of it kind of intrigued me a bit with that card system because I thought like if there's like a proper customizable thing with it as well where you can choose your cards or whatever. I think that it could be a really cool concept for that.
I'm not sure.
Again,
It looked like it might have been a predetermined thing, like this
Yeah.
card is here, but then like each card is a different weapon. So like for example, in part of the trailer, they like one of the characters ran through a card, had a shotgun. That shotgun only had like 4 shots,
yeah,
let's say, and then the card disappeared, so you had to go get another weapon.
yeah. I think it looks cool. A very cool concept, but yeah, as I said, it's neither of our sort of thing. But yeah, that's fair. Moving on to the next one, I guess. We've got a re-release of Miitopia coming out on May 21st, 2021. If you've ever played the Miitopia game, like me and Nathan have, I'd 100% recommend this if you haven't played this before. It's so much fun.
It's a fun little turn-based RPG. It's got some basic RPG mechanics. You got a job system, but it's funny because it's the Miis you have or can create or download of other people that are the characters. And they have silly little interactions and stuff, and it's so lighthearted, but it was really fun. I really enjoyed playing that game.
It was a really fun game. Like I didn't complete it in the end. I didn't get to the final.
You didn't even finish it. Oh, dude.
No. I think because I got
finished
to a point where I needed to grind for a bit or something.
See, that was one of the first games where I had no problem grinding because I was like, I just get to watch my Miis do really random, stupid things. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, like I really enjoyed it though. Like I'd 100% recommend it. Like
I would definitely recommend this. It's
Yeah.
quite an easy game you can pick up and play for a little while and drop off. The story's not like super heavy and you don't really need to be paying attention to it, but it's fun. This one, the re-release has more hair options, got new makeup, and you have a horse now. I don't know what it is with Nintendo and horses, but got a horse now.
Got a horse now.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know. Just pick up the game, horse.
Yeah, you can get a horse and then you and Mario can go off and race.
Yeah, what Wario's there? He's like doing his thing.
Yeah, but besides that, definitely, seriously, go pick it up. It's fun. It's a good time. It's a good time. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I won't. I personally won't be picking up again because I've got the 3DS version, and
Yeah,
if
I
wanted
won't
to-
buy it again either because I already have it. But
Yeah, but if you haven't bought it before, I think it's a great time to pick it up. I definitely recommend.
and if you were interested before and you didn't buy it, do it this time. Buy it.
Do it now.
Do it. Join me on the dark side.
See, this is how it just turns into just do loads of impressions and tell people to buy this game. Nice. So
We said it in a different episode, but like companies, like game developers, hire us. We will be your marketing department.
yeah, if you want really shitty accents doing, you know where to come. Like,
Yeah. you want guys whose voices aren't warmed up so they can't do a Palpatine impression properly? Yeah, hire me.
do it.
Do it.
Right. Okay. So next one, Animal Crossing and Mario crossover.
Yes, this. I feel like most people who were interested back last year, when the hype was at its max for Animal Crossing, were waiting because they did all that like Mario announcement, and then they were like, "Yeah, by the way, you have to wait till next March."
Yeah.
There's an update on the 25th you can download, the 25th of February, 2021, but the actual items aren't available until March 1st. Like, I don't understand that. Why not just all update it? Like,
I feel like it's the whole it ties into the whole Mario thing. I don't know what they're doing, But you know, like they released Mario 35, and it has that closing date in March where you just can't download it anymore.
Dude, people are pissed about that, by the way, because there are a lot of people that are like, I love this, or
Yeah.
I would have loved to have kept playing this, but they're closing it
I
down.
don't understand the reasoning behind it at all. You would have thought they might backtrack it. You would have hoped they'd backtrack it, but they haven't. But
I don't know, man.
I don't know. March just seems like it's the whole March 10th thing as well. You know, like Mario Day, like March 10th.
Oh my god, could you imagine Mario Day is the day they close all of the Mario stuff down? They're just like, done. Happy Mario Day. Don't have any Mario.
It's just like I don't understand. Like I don't know why they would do it. But yeah, I mean the little Mario collaboration stuff does look cool. The thing that really overshadows this for me is the impending knowledge that Bunny Day will probably come back soon, and
Look,
it is
all I have to say is, right, you play it till you got all the Mario items you want. Ignore Bunny Day. Don't play it again. That's what I'm going to
it's
do.
literally what killed the game for me. I actually loved Animal Crossing until Bunny Day happened, and I just went no, done. So yeah, as you say, I'll probably jump on it, get the Mario items, and then like
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna get on so I can get my question block, my normal brick block, my Mario and Luigi outfits, my warp pipes.
Yeah.
And I'm done. Like whatever else I can get, I'll get. And then I'm done, bro. Like I probably won't play Animal Crossing again for ages
Yeah.
if I do play it. I mean, it's a nice little thing, but it doesn't look as cool as the next one because it's Square Enix doing another like Octopath thing. It's not related to Octopath, but it's in that sort of style. They even went for the name, sort of weird naming convention. Right now, it's called Project Triangle Strategy, and it's planned for a 2022 release. There is a demo available right now, and it's got the same style. So it's the pixel art, 2.5D, with crazy lighting. Like it's beautiful.
So on point. Like I love the whole design of it. It looks so cool. Like I absolutely love Octopath Traveler. I still need to complete it, so I'm kind of glad that this is coming out in 2022. So it gives me a good 3/4 of the year to at least complete Octopath.
Try to complete Octopath.
Yeah.
And Danganronpa and Phoenix Wright
Yeah, there's a lot of them on that list.
and Famicom Detective Club.
Yeah,
So-
but it looks good.
Yeah, it looks really cool because it's a turn-based strategy game. So it's more in line with like Fire Emblem, but
Okay,
like
that's what I really liked.
yeah, I was just gonna glance over that, but it's cool because they're working on this whole like elevation thing. So there's like different height levels, but like they've really thought about the mechanics of battle as well. That looked really cool.
Yeah.
Because they were like, it's important where you place or move or like force the enemy to move. Because if you attack someone and one of your other characters is behind them, they follow up with an attack. Or like, for example, they were like showing off this one bit where there's some fire and two mages are standing there. One of them casts ice to leave a puddle, and then enemies move onto it. And then the next mage cast like lightning, and then it did like environmental damage to like AoE to like that whole group of enemies that were standing on it. Like they really put in effort for this battle system, and it looked really cool. But it also makes me, it gives me anxiety because I'm like, I know I'm not going to be paying attention that hard, and I'm just going to be taking damage left, right, and center.
I feel like it's one of those games where like it really pushes the whole strategy like element to it. Like you've got like your Fire Emblems where it's literally just like do this damage against this character, blah blah blah. But you've like, as you said, like with all that environmental damage that you can take and like all the distance stuff as well, with like the archers and stuff and the height levels, it all looks so cool. I need to play the demo. I haven't downloaded it yet, but
I downloaded it, but I haven't played it yet.
yeah, like it does look really good, like graphics and everything as well. Like,
It does. And I tell you what else gives me anxiety is that the main point of this game is that the story will have a morality system. Your choices will impact how the story plays out. So depending on what you choose, certain characters might not even be available to you. So like it's going to be highly replayable if you're into that kind of thing because it's got branching story. You one playthrough you might decide I'm going to kill this guy, and then all of a sudden there could be like 5 people who don't want to join you because you killed a guy. But then if you pick the opposite, then like there could be like 3 people that didn't join you because you didn't kill the guy. Like it's really interesting. But that also gives me anxiety because I'm the kind of person that's like, I want every character available to me.
100%. Like I was going to say the exact same thing. Like I think that's going to be a barrier for me, but at the same time, like the story just looks so intriguing, as well. Like I'll be like 100% down to see how this goes.
Yeah, I mean, again, we both played Octopath, we both own it, so we are both probably going to end up getting this game because it's just, as far as we know, like the next one in the Octopath world.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say like a sequel, but like it feels like it's set in the same world potentially, just like like other like Final Fantasies where they're just like, oh, it's just in a different part or whatever, or like in Elder Scrolls where they're like, yeah, you're just somewhere else, but you're in this overarching
It's within
world.
that universe, isn't it? It's in that universe of stuff, and it has that same style as Octopath, like in terms of like story and visuals. So like, and it's one of those ones where the choices you make will like really greatly affect it, and that's the good thing. I'm very excited about that. Like,
Yeah,
I think
I'm hyped.
It's one of my biggest, like one of my favorite games from this direct for sure.
So, the next game is World's End Club, coming out May 28th, 2021. Coincidentally, made by the same people who made Danganronpa. And I didn't put this in our WhatsApp group, but when this came on, I was actually about to type out, this gives me Danganronpa vibes.
Yeah.
And just as I was going to type, they were like, made by the people who made Danganronpa. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, it 100% you can see that with all the designs and that.
It's literally because, again, I've been watching the Game Grumps play that. So I just saw like an ensemble cast, a weird mascot looking thing that was like, we're going to play a game, like a death game. And I was like, Danganronpa.
Yeah.
Just because, again, that's been on the brain. But this game is some sort of side-scrolling game. They didn't really show much else. But the premise is that you are a group of kids. I believe they said 12. I didn't note that number down. I probably should have. You're a group of 12 kids who went to a water park of some sort, and then you got trapped there, and you were supposed to play a death game, but all of a sudden the game got cancelled. Don't know how. Part of the story. You all leave the water park and discover that there's no one anywhere in Japan. But the kids are all like at the bottom of Japan, like, I don't know, Kyoto or something, or even further, maybe like Kagoshima or something. Like, you're at the bottom, but they are all from Tokyo, so then you have to make your way there. And it's some sort of side-scroller game. Might be an action platformer, it might not be. Not entirely sure. There was a wholesome shot right at the end of them all on like this crazy 12-person tandem bike. I don't. Is it still called a tandem bike at that point?
Must be. I don't. There's no other word for it at this point.
But yeah, they're literally all the kids on one friggin' huge long bike. It looked cool. I actually am kind of interested in this. I know in our WhatsApp group, not many people were interested in it, but I might give it a go.
Yeah, I think it's interesting.
I think you should because you played Danganronpa.
Yeah, well, I need to finish Danganronpa first. And plus, if it's a platform, I don't know how easy I'll jump into it. Because I'm not great at platformers.
Again, that's from what I could surmise. I did see some sections where it was side-scrolling, but it looked like there were some obstacles in the way.
Yeah.
But it might just be a 2D action side-scroller.
Yeah. That's what I meant, sorry, side-scroller. If the story's on point, if it gets decent reviews, I might very well pick it up. But as I said, I've got so much in my back catalogue right now. Like,
who doesn't? Who doesn't by this point? But I mean, yeah, it looked cool. It looked a lot more light-hearted than Danganronpa. It's got a different art style because like all the characters are like 3D and stylized, rather than like Danganronpa being your typical sort of visual novel. But yeah, there's not much else I can say about it. because there's not much else I know about it. There's not much else anyone knows about it unless you're a developer.
So yeah, moving on to the next one. Hades getting a physical release on Switch.
Yep, coming out March 19th, 2021. There are going to be a lot of people excited for this. I haven't actually personally played this, but I know it was like a lot of people's game of the year last year. This is also a roguelite. It's a dungeon crawler roguelite. You take progression with you after each death, but whatever that progression is, I'm not entirely sure. I haven't even really watched any videos of this. I just sort of know of Hades, but it looks like a cool game, and the physical release comes with a download for the soundtrack and a cool looking art book.
I think it's like it's one of those ones that deserves a physical release at this point. Kind of like what they did with Undertale in a way, because this has a massive following, and I'm not surprised it's getting this physical release. And yeah, I would say it deserves it. Again, like Nathan, I don't think I've really played it before.
All I can attest to is that I knew it was going to be a good game because it's made by Supergiant, and I've played what was it? I played Bastion and I own Transistor, like two of their previous games, and Supergiant are really good at making games.
Yeah,
you can trust that name. I'll tell you that.
Since there's not much else like new on it, there's not much else we can really update it. But like the physical release, that's cool. Sound.
Yeah. If you enjoy that, buy it. Here's something I'm hyped about, even though I sucked at these games. Ninja Gaiden Master Collection coming out on June 10th, 2021. This is Ninja Gaiden Sigma 1, Sigma 2. Even though I believe the original Ninja Gaiden, the 3D one, was called Sigma on PlayStation and was actually called Ninja Gaiden Black on original Xbox, and then was Sigma 2 on PlayStation and just Ninja Gaiden 2 on 360. But it's all three, like Ninja Gaiden 1, 2, and 3, the 3D ones, in one bundle. And I'm not so hyped about the third one. Didn't really enjoy that one. But I played a lot of the second one. I never finished it because that game is fucking hard. But I'm so hyped. These are really cool games. And I love the Ninja Gaiden series. But yeah, I'm also not quite ready to just get my ass handed to me constantly.
Surprise, surprise! I have like never played a Ninja Gaiden game before, and like I know that you have a go at me for this every time, Nathan. But I'm just like I don't know. It's one of those ones that I just completely look over, and yeah, I could be wrong. Like as you say, if you recommend them, I'm sure they are like decent.
Oh, I feel like Ninja Gaiden is it's more of a cult following kind of thing. Like if you know, you know, but most people don't. They're really hard though. They were Dark Souls before Dark Souls.
Okay.
Like it's the same sort of thing. It's like a 3D, open-ish, like sandboxy kind of world. You know, you run through a 3D level and you hack and slash your way through. But like the boss fights, man. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It is literally Dark Souls. You have to know. You have to learn. You probably have to die a few times to learn and then go back and fucking win. I think Ninja Gaiden 2 on 360, I was playing for, I want to say 6 months. And I only got maybe 60% of the way through. And that was on easy. And I was still getting my ass handed to me constantly.
Yeah, fun.
Yeah. And they are hard. They are so hard. But it was really cool. Really, really cool. Plus, you know, or if you don't know, Ninja Gaiden has, because I believe that it's Team Ninja, they've got a crossover with, I want to say Koei Tecmo for Dead or Alive. So
oh yeah, of course.
That's why Ryu Hayabusa appears in the Dead or Alive series, and why canonically for Ninja Gaiden, Ayane, the purple-haired ninja girl, she considers Ryu her sensei, sort of. She's kind of like his ward, kind of, but she's also like, oh, you're my sensei. I don't know how Kasumi from Dead or Alive plays into it. Like I don't know if she's got some sort of canonical link, but she's in it too. And yeah, I got nothing else to say on that. I
Yeah.
got nothing else to say, but Ninja Gaiden, it's cool. Try it if you like really hard games, and I'm hyped. I'm ready.
Yeah. That's good.
Kind
It's
of.
good that you're hyped about it. Like, I think at least that's the thing. At least they're making these games. There is a fan base for them. It's nothing worse than them like just recreating these things and no one's really that interested. So
I reckon there would have been a bigger fan base if they didn't do what they did with the third one. The third one was just, I don't know why you would do that to a game that's already quite hard for most people.
yeah.
So basically, the third one was like, the story was like, Ryu got cursed. So now his family sword, the dragon sword, is now absorbed like into his arm, but is also draining his health
Okay.
constantly. So you have to keep killing people, right, to gain health.
Okay.
But because
Interesting.
the game is hard as balls, you're constantly losing health because of this curse, and also because you're shit at the game and you're getting your shit pushed in. I didn't get very far in the third one because I was just like, this is fucking shit.
Yeah.
And then, like, I got really annoyed and I was like, I'm not dealing with this mechanic anymore. And I just sold the game. Like,
Did like the rest of the
CS
fan
or
base react the same to this? Like, is this a general thing within the Ninja Gaiden community that this number 3 is just?
I
meh?
think most people did, but in general, I don't know if it's that specifically, but yeah, a lot of people are just like, the third one's not that great.
That's fair. Cool. So, moving on to the next one, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity expansion pass. See, like I need to get
I
Age
got
of Calamity.
so
It's still on
I'm
my
with
list.
you on that. Gotta buy this game. Gotta buy this game at
Yeah.
some point. I probably won't get the expansion pass because I don't know, man. You know, like when a Muso game or a Warriors game gets an expansion pass, and you're like, the stuff comes out way after you're finished, and you know, when you're like, I just can't be bothered to go back.
Yeah, I agree. It's like it's one of those ones where annoyingly with a lot of the Warriors games as well, is that like they all with the expansion passes they always feel like a little bit of a cop out. Like especially with like the anime ones like that and the Fire Emblem one that released a couple years ago. Like they have the content that's already in the game and they're reselling it. So that's what really pissed me off about those. It feels like this is a little bit more different though. It feels like they're like switching up a little bit. But even
I don't know.
then,
Just wait till you hear the list.
yeah.
So May 28th, you'll get a new weapon and a new costume for Link. That's just for having the expansion pass. The
Yeah.
first release of actual DLC, they're called Wave 1, which will come out in June 2021. You'll get new characters, new weapon types, new challenges in Royal Ancient Lab. I guess that's some sort of like extra mode. And they'll be adding more new challenging enemies. That sounds
Yeah.
exactly like what you were just complaining about. But
Yeah.
it gets even better because Wave 2 in November 2021, there's new character vignettes, new stages, more new characters, and new battle skills for existing characters. If that isn't exactly what you were talking about before, Pepe, I don't know what is.
So I'm going to take back my point that I just said it sounds a little different because it sounds exactly what I was saying. Yeah, okay, fine. It is just like, this is what I hate about the like Warriors DLC. Like, I think this game, like, I think I still want to play it. Hands down, I still want to play it. But like, this is the thing with DLC with Warriors games is that they put like what it feels like zero effort into it. I'm sure there is effort that goes into it for the developers or something. They do stuff that I probably couldn't do, but it feels like
There's only so much you can do, though. You know, like in a game like that is so set in its formula. What else can you do except add new character, new weapons, more challenges, some new skills? You know what I mean? Like there really isn't much else you can do.
It's as you say, like after they released this DLC so far after the game, and like you said, when you've already done it, like do you really have the motivation to go back and play those challenges which aren't exactly going to match up to the full game anyway?
And like, don't forget, people, this is coming from two guys who don't own the game yet. This game came out last year, so for those of you who do own it, Wave 2 doesn't come out till the end of this year. You would have owned the game for probably at least a year by that point. Unless you really, really like that game, most of us probably won't care.
Yeah, it's kind of like with Pokemon, they released the DLC, the Crown Tundra stuff, a year after Sword and Shield came out. But the thing is with that is that there was like new stuff in there, and it did feel like it's expansion of the game in general. Whereas this, it kind of just feels like, hey, you have this extra, you have this extra, and it doesn't feel like it's worth paying that much money to, in my opinion. Like,
By the way, when Pepe says that, I did also note down the prices given to us. At least on our direct in the UK, it is £17.99
mm,
and €19.99. So that's, at least for us over here, that's quite a lot for what doesn't feel like a whole lot. Especially when you have to wait that long. Like Pepe's point of Pokemon is, I feel like, isn't quite a fair point because Pokemon is something you can add and it would feel like value, especially now
mm,
that they're like, not every Pokemon's going to be in every game. So when they do expansions, they could bring out more Pokemon, and that would be enough in itself to make people buy the DLC
mm.
because you want your favorite Pokemon, yeah. But like a Muso game, unless you really care about seeing your potential new favorite character do different animations than they would have normally in their regular game, I don't think it's worth it.
Exactly. I think the thing is with the Warriors games, because they're very hack and slash, there's very little difference between some characters. Obviously there will be like characters different play styles. There is one that you'll probably prefer over another one. But at the end of the day, it doesn't change gameplay that dramatically for me. Like of having like an extra, like a different character. It's just a skin. It's a glorified skin at this point with certain things. I probably like I might be like just really hating on it right now, but that's what it feels like to me. And like paying what was it, £9 for a couple of extra characters and stages and that, it really just like
Well,
feels yeah like
that they
that's in
haven't
wave for
even
one wave, that is.
they haven't even announced like that you could buy characters separately. Obviously, you
Yeah,
most likely will be able to because they always do that.
yeah,
But right now, they're just pushing the expansion pass, so it's
yeah,
not even like, oh, you're only paying £10. You're paying £18
yeah.
or €20.
I mean, I didn't expect to get this passionate about the whole subject, but like this is the thing about the Warriors DLC stuff. It just like infuriates me because I don't think it's worth it as much.
The only
Like,
way I would buy more characters is if they put Linkle back in.
yeah,
I actually enjoyed playing as Linkle in Hyrule Warriors.
yeah.
She was cool because she was so different.
Mm.
At least because she's supposed to be female Link.
I agree. Like, there's a lot of there was a lot of characters in Hyrule Warriors that I did feel were different. I feel DLC for Hyrule Warriors kind of felt a bit more warranted. Like you feel like they had like characters like Skull Kid, for example, in there, which people wanted in the original game, and then you got him, and then people were like, okay, cool, that's worth it. It depend. It completely depends what these characters are that are coming. Like
True,
it could
but
be like the most out there character ever, and people go crazy for it, and
I feel
it might be
like
way
this one
worth
might
it.
it might be a bit harder though because it's supposed to be set before Breath of the Wild
Exactly.
because it's a prequel, so it kind of limits like it feels like it limits like what characters can be in it because like you said, like you can't just be like Skull Kid's in it because you're like, yeah, but he wasn't in Breath of the Wild.
It doesn't
You
match
can't,
up, does it? Yeah.
yeah, and you can't be like, oh, I mean even Linkle, unless they're like, oh, she fell through a portal or something and then and it appeared in this alternate universe. I guess that's the
Yeah.
only way you could do it.
Or like a
With,
like a Breath of the Wild version of Linkle. That's the only other way I could think about that happening.
no, I want the same one from Hyrule Warriors.
They just want
I
the
wa-
same like costume. Yeah.
yeah, I want it to basically for her story to be like, oh yeah, she finished fighting alongside everyone like yesterday, and then she woke up in Breath of the Wild.
It just never ends. She just keeps on appearing in places she doesn't want to be.
I don't know, man. Something about that compass she had. I'm pretty sure she had a compass on it.
Yeah, that was the whole selling point of the was it Hyrule Warriors Legends? I think that was the follow up from the normal Hyrule Warriors.
I don't know.
I can't remember either. Either way, it was on 3DS, and that's when it was the
The
big
compass
Link
was
reveal.
not the selling point to me for that like limited edition. The limited edition that sold me was like, get the same scarf as Link, and I was like, that's a nice looking scarf.
I got the compass. That's the thing. Like I was like I missed out on the scarf, so I'm getting the compass this time. Yeah, so I've got the compass, and I think I played the 3DS version like a couple times, and I was like, yeah, compass.
I think I played it through once, and that was it.
Yeah, it was just there. It is on 3DS to be fair, and it just doesn't work as well.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's fair. It could be good. I'm slating it right now, but it could be better. Like when it actually releases, and it could be mind blowing news. So we'll wait and see on that. We'll see how that goes.
for sure. But moving on to something I'm hyped about, and I haven't put money down because I only try to buy one new game a month. But Bravely Default 2, February 26th, 2021. These, I feel like these are like the precursor to Octopath,
Yeah.
because these are like these were supposed to be Final Fantasy games, but then they just spun it off into its own thing,
Mm-hmm.
and like they have they still have that like rich world. I say rich, but like they still have that like really built world. You you understand how each character fits in. It's got its own lore and stuff. But like seriously, these games are really cool. The
Mm.
reason why like Octopath Traveler and a lot of these turn-based Square Enix games end up having this like like in this they call it the Brave or default system,
Yeah.
like where you can do extra attacks, or like if you block you get like an extra move the next turn. It all started in Bravely Default. So these like mechanics, like some of these mechanics started in this franchise and then moved over to other games. But like, yeah, I'm just super hyped. I can't wait for this. I will buy this at some point. I
Yeah.
should finish the first one as well, but that's on 3DS, so that
It's one
probably
of those
won't happen.
ones. Bravely Default is a game that I just completely missed, and I did want to buy it originally when it came out, but I just missed the train on it. But like as you said, the trailer looks great for it. Like I think it looks really fun. Considering it comes out February 26th, so like whether it be out right now when this episode's gone out or later,
Yeah,
it
probably.
is just like it feels like this is kind of like a Monster Hunter esque trailer for me because they're just like trying to build a little bit of hype before the game's released.
Oh yeah, that's
Um,
definitely what it is.
yeah,
Especially because at time of recording, it's like a week away.
yeah. So, yeah, I mean, all the hype for Bravely Default 2, I can get that. Again, I haven't played it, but I think if I was given the chance, I think I'd definitely get into it if I've liked Octopath Traveler, and I'm extremely hyped about Triangle Strategy.
Again,
Um, yeah.
those games I feel like wouldn't have existed in the same way,
Mm,
or potentially at all, if Bravely Default wasn't the success it was. Which is weird to say because like there's still a lot of people who've never even heard of Bravely Default. But seriously, like these games are really good. If you enjoy your turn-based RPGs, you'll like this. It's it's pretty Final Fantasy like esque. You can see it was supposed to be a Final Fantasy. It's got the job system, and you've got your character interactions and stuff. You've got all sorts of stuff that are from all sorts of other RPGs and that. It's very Square. It's very Japanese, but it's also just a really good game. So definitely give it a try if you're interested.
yeah, I can only go off what they're saying. So yeah, 100%. So moving on to what is the second to last reveal on
Yes.
our direct is Skyward Sword HD, which is releasing July 16th, 2021. A lot sooner than I would have thought. To be fair, I didn't actually expect it to be releasing this soon.
Yeah,
Um,
but you at the same time I'm like, I'm not surprised. They probably had a group of people, like working on this the whole
mm,
time.
yeah,
There's
for
got to
sure.
be people who've been working on this for like a year, 2 years, probably, maybe a
Yeah,
little more.
they kept it pretty hush hush. But yeah, Skyward Sword, like it looks beautiful. To be fair, like I've always thought that the Skyward Sword looked like really, like
Yeah, it
bright
looks
and
cool,
colorful.
but it's
Um,
uh it's not the most loved in the
no,
franchise.
I agree with you there. It's one of the ones where like out of Legend of Zelda games, I've gotten into like quite a lot of them, but Skyward Sword, like I really had to force myself to get into this one.
I've never
But
even owned this game.
yeah, I think I owned it like I think I went into a CEX at one point, and they had the Wii Remote edition, so it was a gold Wii Remote with the
Oh
Triforce on it,
wow.
and they were selling it for like I think 20 quid, and I was like, it's the Wii Remote with the game for 20 quid. I'll definitely get that. And so
This story, by the way, will play into what we're talking about because along with the July 16th release of Skyward Sword HD, they are releasing new Joy-Con.
yes, it's the
The
exact
same
same
day.
thing they did for the.
It literally is. Except this time, because your Joy-Cons are supposed to be your sword and shield, one of the Joy-Cons looks like the Master Sword, or designed after it, and one is designed after the Hylian shield. P.S. Motion controls are still in it, but you are not locked to that choice.
Yeah.
You can use just the face buttons, but to do the different slashes, they put it on the right control stick, which makes me wonder how the fuck are you supposed to control the camera?
God, that's a very good point.
Like, don't tell me they've gone to old day Z targeting, because that's gonna piss me off.
Unless it is like a sort of like you hold right trigger and then do that sort of
Oh, that's annoying.
thing. It's an interesting one. I think it's gonna be one you'd have to you'd have to play it to feel like whether you're gonna like it or not with that, because I don't know how I'd react to it, because I definitely wouldn't play motion controls, because that's what really put me off the Wii one, is that I had to use motion controls with it. But yeah, it might be easier to play with your Pro controller or your the grip.
Again, it depends on that camera control, because this is a 3D Zelda game. So you're gonna have to turn the camera. There are gonna be things outside of your normal field of view that you'll have to turn or something. And I don't like using, every Zelda game's got like the snap the camera to the way you're facing kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't like games that have that. I never really use those functions. I'd prefer to be able to just freely control the camera myself. But it is what it is. I've never owned this game, so I've never played it. So I'm not sure if I personally will pick it up. I watched the Game Grumps play through all of it, so I know how this game goes. I don't know though. I might borrow it from one of you guys.
Yeah. I probably won't pick it up either. I'm probably more likely to pick up the Joy-Cons than I am the actual game.
I hate that I like these Joy-Cons, because there's no point buying Joy-Cons because they get drift.
But they look cool though. That's the thing with it.
Yeah,
like,
I know,
the
but
fact
I'm
that they
not-
are actually selling these separately compared to, like, say, the Animal Crossing ones, which I absolutely loved, but you can only buy them with the Switch.
I know,
and it's the
but
same
I'm
with the
not
Pokemon.
spending like £60 to have two things in a box that I'm not
Yeah.
going to open because I'm scared dust will get in it, so that it won't work anymore.
Depends how much you want these controllers, to be fair, Nate.
I want them a whole lot, but not that much.
Yeah, we'll see
You
how
have to
it
be
goes.
sensible sometimes, you know what I mean? And this is an important point to note. When I am saying something like this, people who know me know that it's serious, because I am not a sensible person.
I mean, yeah, it is what it is. I think I won't buy them personally. I love the look of them, but I won't get them realistically.
We'll see how long my willpower holds out.
I think that's the thing. If you have a set of like perfectly working Joy-Cons for the moment, I mean, if like for some reason my current set of Joy-Cons got drift again, then yeah, I would be like, fuck it, I'll just put down this money for it. But right now, it doesn't seem like I would pay 60 quid for it. That's the problem with the Joy-Cons. As you said, they still get drift occasionally.
Well, here's the thing. For me personally, I own 2 sets of Joy-Cons already and a Pro controller. I really don't need to buy more Joy-Cons.
It's it, innit? Like, unless you have like company around, like, or like a big household, it doesn't really seem worth it. In my opinion.
Did you just say unless I have people around during COVID?
No, like in general, like outside of COVID times, this is like usually like before when I had people around like the house, like just to stay over and stuff. Like
Yeah, see, I'm not
before COVID times. This is before COVID times. I want to express
I'm
that.
not really like that. And most of the people I know are like you. You're my friend who has a Switch, so I don't need to bring it. Like,
It's true, yeah.
People don't need to own extra Joy-Cons because I've got my whole own Switch. I'll bring the whole system. But it is also important to note that Aonuma himself does urge you to try this game if you liked Breath of the Wild, because he himself said that mechanics from this game influenced and became better in Breath of the Wild. for example, he really wanted to make you remember the sailcloth and the stamina gauge. These things happened in there first. Skyward Sword first.
Um, I mean, it's good that he's mentioned that, but is it like, are they the same way in Breath of the Wild, so in Skyward Sword? I don't know. Again, like I haven't played it as in detail as most people.
I don't know.
So
All I'm saying is, I noted that down because I thought it was funny that Aonuma really had to like be like, please try the game, buy the game. It's good. We swear. Don't listen to other people.
I think it feels like it was a matter of time before this was released anyway. Like they've done
They've done all the
what was
other
it,
ones pretty much.
Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD versions. This was only a matter of time, and
Plus, they did
like,
what was it? The
yeah, and Twilight Princess was on Wii U. It wasn't on 3DS.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
they did the Majora's Mask and
Yeah.
what's it?
Ocarina of Time as well, which a lot of people were thinking we were going to get Ocarina of Time HD on Switch.
Not again. It's too
Yeah,
early
I know,
for
and
that.
it just came out on 3DS. I don't think it would be like great for it to come out again. I think I'd be a little bit cheated if I was like, oh, they're bringing up Ocarina of Time. I was like, really?
I feel like that's when the whole world will be like, okay, I know Ocarina of Time was cool at the time, but like, don't you think it's a little overrated now?
Yeah, I think I would buy it. Let's be honest. If they did release a HD version, I would buy it. But like if I wouldn't mind if they did a like what they did with Mario, where they did a 3D collection.
That would be cool, but I feel like Nintendo wouldn't do that for like Ocarina of Time, like ones that are proven to make money by themselves. I think if you got a compilation, it would probably be some of the smaller ones, like some of the Game Boy ones.
Mm.
You know, like Minish Cap and Link's Awakening, even though that came out, or like Oracle of Seasons and stuff like that.
I'd be
you know,
down
like,
for that. That'd be great for the Switch. Actually, all those sort of handheld ones would be really good.
like I think a lot of the smaller ones would come in a compilation, maybe,
Yeah.
because I feel like Nintendo might feel those ones don't have as much selling power. You know, like it's not as hyped up as the others.
But yeah, that's cool. Legend of Zelda stuff, and plus, Aonuma confirmed, like, although like he literally confirmed at the start, like that Breath of the Wild 2 is still in development, and they're still trying to polish it right now.
Yeah, he says things are going well, and that we should get news later this year.
Yeah, that's good. Like, I think I'm expecting that. Like, I think a little bit of me was expecting a little bit of Breath of the Wild 2 news, but I'm not surprised that we didn't get any at the same time. Like, if they're putting work into it, you want that game to be the best it can be. So
Plus, it still feels a bit early, you know, considering we only got what confirmed that Breath of the Wild 2 was coming, like going to be a thing, like what, like last year before, like it's too early.
yeah. But yeah, it'd be good to get some information. Like, hopefully, like, because E3 is still going ahead this year just on digital. So there's a possibility that we'll just get more news then. But it sounds more likely.
And it is later in the year, not that much later, but still.
Yeah, it'd be a great platform to release that news on. So
I mean, if not, then the latest will be the end of the year, at, like the Game Awards, because the Game Awards also is like a big announcement platform. So look, he says we'll find out this year. We'll find out this year.
yeah, for sure. I look forward to it. And now,
here is the hypest, at least for me,
yeah,
and probably Pepe because we both like this series. Splatoon 3 coming 2022.
boy,
Dude,
I'm hyped. Like, honestly, like this game, it's one of those ones where
so many people slept on it, and so did I for the longest.
man,
Until someone got me Splatoon for Christmas on my Wii U. I've been hooked ever since. Splatoon is a really fun Nintendo style shooter.
like it's just like it's so colorful. Like the aesthetics of it's so cool, and like the whole gameplay online. Like, although it isn't like
It's not your traditional shooter, but it's just as hectic, if not more.
but it works so well, and I absolutely love it. I think there's the only barriers to entry for me for Splatoon's online is that like it has very limited, like it's the map choices. You can only have 2 in like an hour or something, and
Yeah,
then they
that's
change
true.
it. But like, either way, this game has been announced, and I'm so excited for it. Like, it looks cool. Like,
Well, that's the thing. Like in previous Splatoons, it was always these built up areas. Probably, well, like you're on the overworld, I guess, right? Because it's to be assumed that you cannot live in the water because every time you hit water, you die. Um, but for whatever reason, the trailer in this one started, and your character was like in a desert, and also there was Eiffel Tower, but like upside down,
yeah,
like
it
and
was
like implanted into the ground. Like I don't know what happened. It's some sort of weird post-apocalyptic kind of thing. But like there's a new bow weapon, which I don't know what the trend is with bows in games, but okay. Uh, and then you could like there was that little fish. Is that a salmon from Salmon Run from the second one?
it could very well be. I definitely need to rewatch the trailer for it.
Because I haven't played Salmon Run in a long time, so I can't remember. But it looked like a salmon from the Salmon Run games, like the Salmon Run mode. But then like the new overworld looked really cool.
Yeah.
It was like a hybrid of every like Eastern Asian modern like cyberpunky kind of thing. You know, like a almost like a Kowloon, like Tokyo mixed together kind of thing, like a Shinjuku mixed, like all the neon signs and the high buildings, but then like traditional architecture.
I got like a kind of like weird like sort of like apocalyptic vibe from it a little bit as well. Like I don't know if you got that, but like
I did, but not from like the main like city world, more from the fact that you started in a desert for some reason.
yeah. But oh man, I'm so excited to see what improvements they add to this game.
Oh,
Like
for
what
sure.
the new like other modes they add. Like it's
New
just
weapons, like what is going on in this world.
yeah. Oh, I can't wait for more. And hopefully we get it in E3. If we've just got it announced in this, we might not. But either way, like it's coming out 2022. I'm so excited for it.
I'm so
Right.
excited. And we didn't even talk about the best part. I cannot wait to hear more of that hype ass Splatoon music. Splatoon has
music,
amazing
man.
music.
Oh, it's on point. It's just like you just groove to that in the last 30 seconds of a game. It's like it just builds up and you're like, it adds to the pressure and it just like.
The thing
bro.
is, it adds to the pressure, but at the same time, you don't feel pressure because you're too busy jamming out. Like, oh man, it's so good.
Oh man, it is an absolute jam. Like
Seriously, people, do not sleep on Splatoon. You are genuinely, I feel like you are missing out.
I feel like so many people do. You know, I think like not. I don't feel like people like proper give it the love it deserves.
That's because it's really hard to sell, you know, because it's like, oh, well, what, you're just painting and you these weird fucking squid things. It's like, yeah, but like, have you played it? Because it's actually really fun. See, now I'm talking about it, I want to go and play Splatoon 2.
I want to go play Splatoon 2 as well, but like that's the thing. Like I would, it's the barrier to entry for the online for me, and Nintendo's online is kind of like very hit and miss as well. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of that. But hopefully, I'd love to see some improvements with the multiplayer in this one coming. I'd love to see what kind of like bosses they have in this, like what kind of aesthetic they're going with, like what you said with the East Asian theme with it. Like,
Well, I mean, it was always sort of like it was always sort of city metropolis themed, but like this one went more heavy into like placing it in a specific area. Like in Splatoon 2, that could have been generic city wherever almost. It felt like, but this one specifically, I'm like, yeah, that looks like it could be. That feels more like it's somewhere in Asia.
it gives it that different vibe as well, like compared to what the other ones are. So it doesn't feel like it's a copy and paste job from the last one. Like
Yeah, exactly.
that is so important with those sort of games, because if I just saw a very similar cityscape, I would have thought like, okay, look, it's just this game copied and pasted again with probably a few new maps that we didn't get in the last one. But this feels like a brand new game already, just seeing it.
I need to know why we're in a desert world.
There's going to be answers like soon enough. I reckon. Hope fingers crossed we get some more stuff at E3.
Well,
yeah.
even if we don't, it's next year. Like we're already practically at the end of February. Like
Yeah.
it'll be here before we know it.
Man, but yeah, excited for that. I think that's my top hype one for me, followed by Triangle Strategy, and obviously we got Xenoblade characters coming into Smash. So that's my
honestly like I liked Triangle Strategy. I liked a lot of these like new games, but then it all got dwarfed by Splatoon 3. Like I don't care about anything else anymore. I'm like, the things that I love, they'll be there already. You know, I'm like, I already know I like Bravely Default. I already know I like Monster Hunter. Like, thanks to Octopath, I'm probably gonna like Triangle Strategy. But I was like, Splatoon 3, bro. Everything else could just get lost. Just get out of the way.
I can. Usually, I'd be like, no, you gotta focus on the other stuff. But I can completely understand where you're coming from. Like, I completely get that. Pretty much, it's pretty much it really for all the Nintendo Direct stuff.
So that was our somewhat delayed but reactions and thoughts on the current Direct. Oh, there was actually one thing I wanted to mention. I saw on YouTube in Japan they're getting some sort of like open world Shin-chan game.
What? What?
Yeah. They're getting some sort of like sandbox Shin-chan game. I think the premise, from what I could gather, was that like Shin-chan and his family are on holiday.
Yeah.
In Kyushu, and like you're just adventuring around.
Oh my days! I did not know about this.
Shin-chan is like catching fish and like bugs and stuff, and like talking to people and doing missions. I guess like you're just Shin-chan in this like new area. But I want this game.
Oh my god, what? I've not heard of this. I need to look this up.
I'll link it to you after this. But
yeah,
like
we'll put a link in the description as well, like with this sort of thing. We've got to like have a look at this.
Yeah, but seriously, there is a Shin-chan game coming out in Japan, and I'm like, why do I not have the Shin-chan game?
Shin-chan is so bloody underrated. Like here, underrated? Yeah, underrated.
Yeah, well, that's because over here, we only had it on Fox Kids.
Yeah.
At really weird times. And then that was it. We never saw it again. But like in Japan, Crayon Shin-chan has been like one of the most persisting series ever.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I guess it is kind of edgy for what it is as well. It's like this kid that's like showing his butt for the whole time and then just like talking about like
and
obscure...
trying to pick up women all the time.
Yeah, it's like this pervy kid, but it's so good. Like if you ever watch Shin-chan, I'd like, bro, no words to that. It's like OG. And oh my god, yeah, okay, cool. I can't wait to see this. Right, okay, and what a way to end this.
Yeah, I know. But seriously, like, yeah, dude, jealous. I know we just gushed about Splatoon 3, but like, Shin-chan, bro.
I love that. Like there was like some like games that people absolutely love, like No More Heroes 3. I was like, meh, it's there. And then Shin-chan, the game. I'm like, Shin-chan?
Yeah, Shin-chan. This game, we don't even know what it is. It's all in Japanese, and I can barely read any of it. But Shin-chan.
Oh, I really do hope that we get like a localization of it or something.
Either that, or I need to pick up my fucking Japanese studies.
Nice one. So that will wrap up our discussion today for the Nintendo Direct stuff that happened. Tell us what you think in the comments below. If there's any favourites that you have, just put them down there.
And don't forget to like, favourite, and subscribe, guys. Hit the bell so you get notified.
But yeah, nice one, guys. We'll catch you next time. See you later.
Yeah, see ya.